Hey y'all, in today's video I'm going to be giving you a tour of my Handyman tool bag. This is a tool bag I take with me on every job. The main goal of this tool bag is to make sure that I have enough stuff in here that I can do as many jobs as possible without having to go to the van for more tools, but I also want to make sure that it's light enough so that it's still manageable to carry. I hope you like this video and hope you'll stick around to see the whole tour. Alright, first things first, this is a DeWalt tool bag. I will have it along with every tool in here linked in the video description if you guys are interested in buying them for yourselves. But yeah, I love this bag. I had a different backpack before this and it lasted about a year and a half. This one seems to be a lot more quality. I used to carry a toolbox, but I was working a lot downtown, so I'd have to, walk like 2 blocks with a ladder and a toolbox, and that was annoying. So having this on my back freed up an extra hand to carry the ladder, so that was nice. First thing I'm gonna start with is this light, which is really nice. It has 3 different settings. That's super cool. I didn't even know I had this when I bought it, but it is cool. And when you open up the tool bag, and you hit the light, it even comes on inside. So that's super cool. All right, let's get into the tools. I always keep my drill on me. I usually have a 1.5 amp hour battery in the drill. And yeah, this has been a good drill. The chuck froze up once, but I unstuck it. It got a bunch of water in there because I was drilling through metal fence outside, like after it rained, and some water got in here and it kind of messed up, but I fixed that. My favorite tool, most used tool, the Impact. Love this tool. The 2 amp hour battery on here. Usually keep a Phillips on here, and I have this Allen one on here. This is like the standard one that a lot of furniture assembly needs. So I did a lot of furniture assembly when I first started, so I've always just had one of these along with the Phillips on my drill because I need it. Next up, we have all my bits. I got this from Harbor Freight, just the extended bits. We got slotted, a whole bunch of Phillips, a whole bunch of different sizes of Torx, and a whole bunch of Allens. I threw this square bit in there because I need those every once in a while, frequently enough that I wanted to have one on me at all times because I was tired of going to the van to get one. And then we got our most used nut drivers here. We got 1/2 inch, 7/16, 3/8, 5/16, and 1/4 inch. And these are magnetic and they're impact rated. Before I got these, I blew through a couple regular sockets that I had of the 1/2 inch just on an adapter. So these have actually lasted a really long time, maybe a year and a half or 2 years, and they still fit super snug. So yeah, got those. Then we got our drill bits. I like this DeWalt case a lot. I had the Ryobi and the Milwaukee, and they both have different, they have the same style case, but this case is different. Theirs are just slotted in, and if you put it upside down, they all fall out after a while. This one's been great. They don't fall out. They lock in pretty snugly, and I don't think I've had to replace any of these drill bits, but I bought a ton of extra 1/8 inch and a bunch of extra 1/4 inch ones because I use them up frequently enough. So yeah, that's been a good case. In here, I use my most frequently used hardware. Just 3 different types of anchors. These are usually for concrete. These are for small things in drywall. These are for big things in drywall. These are screws that I use most frequently. They come with these 2 anchors. Then these are a bunch of just random screws, a bunch of random nails, a bunch of random washers, and a bunch of picture hanging stuff because people always want me to hang their pictures. Even if they don't book me they book me for something bigger, they're always like, hey, can you hang this picture while you're here? So hang a lot of pictures. In this pouch, goes in here, I have just a little dustpan for cleaning up. These are some more nut drivers. These are all the metric from 5 millimeter to 12 millimeter. Just a little ratchet for tight spaces. These things that are awful, but also like come in handy a lot. So I keep this on here. I don't even know what brand this is, but I know that they make a lot of thumbnails about bad tools is this picture, but these things work in a bind for random things. Then I have a little stubby screwdriver, and that's it for in here. Put these back as we go. Onto the pouches, we have a extension for our screwdriver bits, a 6-in-1 screwdriver that falls apart sometimes, but this is great. I used to carry like 4 different screwdrivers, and I was like, I should just get one of these, and this works great. Then I have this old Stanley, I think this is, I don't know, I think this is number 2, but I don't know. But an old Stanley, and I use this mostly for prying things up or like wedging things, but I need that, so use that a lot. Some extra Phillips bits, because they came in a set and I always burn through those. One of these punches, clicks, nail set, little mini level, stud finder. I like this stud finder a lot. It works really great for me. This is the only one I've ever had. Well, I've had like 4, I think I've had like 3 of these, but this is the only model I've ever had, and I like it a lot for finding studs. Got a bendy extension for getting into tighter to reach places. Regular pliers. Some of the bigger like channel lock pliers. This is a Champion brand. And this is a Pittsburgh Harbor Freight Special brand. Just a regular one-handled hammer. I think this is a 16 ounce. I don't know. Just a hammer. A rubber mallet. I used to have a black one and it marred up a lot of like white furniture and stuff, so I switched to the white one. White one's way better. Would recommend. Some wire cutters. Mostly use these for zip ties, honestly. Some wire strippers, even though I don't really do a lot of electrical. Some scissors, because you always need scissors. And a 10-inch adjustable wrench. All right, I think that's everything that I keep in this big pouch. Do keep this organized in a certain way so I can always find everything quickly. Oh, on the outside, I keep this X-Acto knife on here. I like this one a lot. I don't know if you can see that, but there's extras stored in the back here. So I think you can store like 5 blades in here. So then once this one's done, you can pull it out and slide the thing back and a new one comes out. So that's nice. And it's metal, so it never breaks or hasn't broke. Extra pencil, and then the fast cap 16-foot tape measure. I like this tape measure a lot. I used to run a 25-foot, but for the extra weight, I switched to this one. And yeah, this is nice. It tells you all the increments, like, so you don't have to think. Down to the 16th, so yeah. It's a good one. This bag comes with this one specifically for the tape measure. On this side, I keep this headlamp because I'm going blind. Not really going blind, but I feel like I see less every year. So use this a lot. That goes in there. In the front here, I keep a notebook and command strips. I didn't know those were in there, but they are useful. For the front pouch, up front, I just have blue tape, electrical tape, plumbing tape, all the most useful of tapes. We have a file, a little crowbar, small sanding stick, electrical tester, some extra blades for the oscillating multi-tool, one of these scrapers with some extra blades, old pencil, some little needle nose pliers, but I always keep the Leatherman on me with the pliers, so I pretty much never use those. I don't even know if I really need them in my bag anymore. Maybe I will take them out. Here we have the metric and standard Allen key set, whiteout marker. I use this if I have to mark on something that's dark colored and like the marker and the pencil won't work. Also, if you like nick something that's white, sometimes I'll just fill this in like real quick. Like if you, I don't know, if you have to put in like a brad nail and you just need to patch it up real fast, sometimes I'll just put some white paint on top of the brad nail and that'll work. The 501 scraper, $1 special at a garage sale. And then a little magnetic level. I mostly use this to find studs. And an eraser for cleaning up fully done walls. And I think that is everything that I standard keep in my toolbox. I mean my tool bag. Up here on the top, I usually keep some business cards, but I took them out so that any creeps would try to text me. There she is, all buttoned up. All right, it's a different day, but I'm back. I realized I forgot to film an outro. But before I say goodbye, I just wanted to give a little advice to the newbies out there. If anyone's thinking about getting into the trades or the handyman thing specifically, just some advice on tools. A lot of people will tell you that you need to have really expensive tools, or you'll think that you need a lot of tools to do this trade. And I did not find that to be true. When I started this job, I had no money and very few tools. And I just got started by mostly assembling like IKEA furniture and different furniture like that. Then eventually like hanging pictures, started mounting TVs. I just got started with very few tools and I worked my way up, and every week maybe I would be able to buy a new tool. I'd go to garage sales and estate sales and pawn shops and buy tools for cheap. And that is how I built up my tools. A lot of these contractors will tell you you need high-end tools. You'll see all their things with all their videos with all their Klein and all their Milwaukee and their Nipex and their Vera and all this Snap-on stuff. You don't need that. You can get it. If you want to get it, you can get it. There's nothing wrong with having it, but you do not need it. You can totally do this job with cheap tools as long as you know how to use them. I personally think that a lot of these people showing off their tools do not know how to use tools, and they don't make any money with their tools. I'm sure there's some that do, but I'm sure there's some that do not. I use my tools every day. That's why I don't care if they look like crap or whatever. They get the job done. I know how to use them. They pay my bills. That's literally all I care about. That's all I'm looking for in tools, is one that gets the job done and pays my bills. Yes, I do have some nicer tools, and Maybe someday I'll invest in all nice tools. But for now, these tools do the job for me. I like them and they get the job done. So there's my rant. Get the tools you want to get. You don't have to get nice ones. You can get the cheap ones if you know how to use them. And if they break, get one that's more expensive. And that's pretty much my advice. Thanks for watching the video. I hope that it was useful to you in some way. And bye. Oh yeah, I forgot to say, like, comment, and subscribe. I respond to all the comments. Add me on Instagram, Facebook. I also have a TikTok, so that you don't miss out on anything. And I will respond to all your comments if you leave me one. Thanks for watching. Bye.